Judas and the Black Messiah is a 2021 American biographical drama film about the betrayal of Fred Hampton. In 1968, a 19-year-old petty criminal, Bill O'Neill, is arrested in Chicago after attempting to steal a car while posing as a federal officer. He is approached by an FBI agent, Roy Mitchell, who offers to have O'Neill charges dropped as he works undercover for the Bureau. O'Neill is assigned to infiltrate the Illinois chapter of the Black Panther Party and its leader, Fred Hampton. I thought this movie was pretty good when it comes to their execution, their dialogue, their character development, and also with us being aware of just knowing what really happened to Fred Hampton. How did he get set up and just how things played out. Now, Fred Hampton, that is played by Daniel Kaluuya, I'm going to just go ahead and say it. He deserves an Oscar. His performance was very good. There are times when I would watch the movie and when I see his character, his presence alone is already like you already get pulled in as he begins to talk to other people about, just how things is being ran with the community, with the Black Panthers, how he promotes people, and just the way how he carries himself. The way how he carries himself, everybody has their own presence of the film. But what I liked about Fred Hampton is that it's just when you see him, the way he dresses, the way he walks, the way how he talks is very different, very unique, and very leader worthy, especially when he begins to have his speeches. Like his speeches is very it is very heartwarming, but not just that, but it motivates you. It energizes you to the point where if you listen to him, it would push you. He has a type of motivation where when you are not really when you're not confident enough, he would really uplift you. There was even a part by the end of the film when he was doing a speech and the crowd was just busy cheering him on, praising him and praising him as he just busy just saying repeatedly, I am a revolutionary. I am a revolutionary. I am a revolutionary. Sorry, I gotten off the hinges a little. But I love this character. I thought his character really did deserve an Oscar. And above all, it needs to be memorable because I think that if anybody was going to play Fred Hampton, it had to have been somebody like Daniel Kaluuya or just somebody that can just give us that light of just how Fred Hampton was before he died. And Daniel, it was a great experience, and I really did love this character. Now, as for William Bill O'Neill, that was played by Lakeith Stanfield, I hated him. I hated this character, but in a necessary way because he is the person that sets up the execution for Fred Hampton and the whole destruction with the whole Black Panther community. Now, even though I hate this character because he's a snitch, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. He's a snitch. And at the same time, here's the thing with me. I don't like snitches. If there's two things in the world that I hate, it's snitches and cockroaches. Those things are coexistent. Those things just need to be wiped out of the face of the earth or just trip and fall and die in impact. I hate snitches. And I hate cockroaches. If anybody know me personally, they know that those are the bad combinations that I like to stay away from. But even though he did good for his character, I actually felt sympathy for him because, as I mentioned in the headline, he's just a thrifter who just goes around and just thrifts cars, steals them, and plays a role of a fake federal officer. But at the same time, when he gets arrested and the person who kind of confronts him, Roy Mitchell, that is played by Jesse Plemons, I liked his character too. His character was well warranted, well executed, and the dialogue of his character was very believable. He begins to tell Bill O'Neill, if you want these charges to be dropped, because they was going through a bad phase of just trying to get rid of the Black Panthers. They didn't know how to do it. They didn't know how to get rid of them. So when they arrest Bill O'Neill, they was like, you know what? Getting rid of the leader of the Black Panthers, how about we have an African American play a part of just being undercover? And Bill O'Neill came at the right place at the right time. Now, the reason I feel sympathy for him is because he thought, all right, look, you just want information, I'll give it to you as long as I get out of the whole thing. So his character, okay, it was acceptable, but we begin to dive deep into the character as the movie progresses, and like the FBI gets information, but it's not enough. As Fred Hampton has a crowd, he has riots, he has people. Even though they arrest him, it was not enough, so they ask more of Bill O'Neill. And they tell him, we need this done, we need that done. And that's when he begins to get frustrated as the movie goes on. He's like, look, y'all just want me to get this guy arrested, so let me go, like clear my charges. But that's when the pressure comes in with his character. And as that happens, then that's when he gets pulled into the brink of a life-threatening decision. Will he get out of it and then they expose that he's a snitch and then the Black Panthers get rid of him? Or does he help with the execution of Fred Hampton so he can be scot-free? And this is the reason why I hate his character, because of that. But then at the same time, I like his character because when he does these things, he shows guilt. He shows a lot of fear of what he's doing. And when when the execution of Fred Hampton is succeeded, he can't live with himself. So by the end of the film, they explain, if people don't know what really happened to Bill O'Neill, I'm not going to say it in this review, but it's poetic justice. Because this is the reason why I hate snitches so much. You snitch on people for the betterment of certain things, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. If somebody is doing something to hurt certain things when it comes to community or just other people, they deserve to be called out. But I feel like a rat who is not minding his own business and he does something to hurt other people by snitching on others just to better himself, they are going to feel that type of uncomfort. Like, man, like, I can't believe I've done this to this person. Now this person is struggling and now this person has gotten his job and his career taken from him or whatever. You got the money that you needed. You got the money that you deserved, but you still feel that guilt as you took and you helped build your life by ruining somebody else's. So with Bill O'Neill's character, we feel that with his character because he got paid, he got what he wanted, but at the same time, he wasn't satisfied because by doing that, it ended somebody's life. He didn't want this to happen because of the FBI has pressured him in. But the one thing I like about this film is that it shows you the aftermath of what happens when you snitch. When you snitch and when you end up getting out of that brink of helping yourself by ruining somebody else's career or somebody's life, how could you live with that? And that's what I liked about his character. It's a love-hate, double-edged sword with Bill O'Neill's character. And even with Roy Mitchell, the FBI, the FBI special agent, again, that's played by Jesse Plemons. I liked his character because he's a person who confronts Bill O'Neill as he adds pressure to him. But he even says that, you know what, arresting Fred Hampton is enough. I think that should be good enough for us to just let things go. But a certain somebody ends up adding more pressure to his character too by asking him just one question: how would you feel if your daughter comes home with a Negro male? After that, it kind of just broke fear to him. So at that point, it kind of like embodied fear to him because it made him feel like, you know, we don't need people like Fred Hampton around to motivate African Americans. So that's when he was adding pressure towards Bill O'Neill. And I liked how things was being executed. I feel like with Judas and the Black Messiah, where you're gonna have characters that we're gonna not just be attached to, but just try to relate to when it comes to them trying to expose Fred Hampton. I feel like you need to get dialogue for us to not relate to them, but just understand their character. And they did that well. They did that well with this movie. I understood Bill O'Neill's character. I hated him, but I understood him. That's why it's a bittersweet thing. With Roy Mitchell's character, his character was well warranted as well. Now, does this make this a perfect film? As I mentioned, no. There are issues, with this film. And what the issues is that when Bill O'Neill becomes a member of the Black Panthers party, they don't really like make him go through trials of how much do you like African Americans, how much do you want to help the community. He go through classes, but not to the point where it tests his character to see if he's trustworthy. Now there is a time where he does when they do test out his worth as the movie progresses, and they notice that there are some suspicious things that they needed to be aware of, so they make him go through. They put him through a test and they put a gun through his head as he's trying to convince them that, look, I'm with you guys. But I feel like that should have happened more, because after that happened, that was it. They let him go. And he was doing more things that was causing more suspicious acts towards his character. There were times when there was shootouts and riots, and he just walks away from helping them out. There were times where he would come to Fred Hampton and he would offer him some things, and the way he would act would be very suspicious. And Fred Hampton would just buy into it, be like, okay, all right, fine. There was no suspicious acts at all, besides the fact that he helped out the Black Panthers community, not because he wanted to, but because he had to. And I felt like there should have been more suspicious action towards the Black Panthers to try to see what was going on with see what was going on with Bill O'Neill. But other than that, I thought the film was great. I thought the film was very enjoyable, and it executed pretty good with the character development to the point where I believe the snitch and I believe the FBI. If you watch this review, I recommend you guys checking out Judas and the Black Messiah. I'm gonna have to give Judas and the Black Messiah an A. I hate snitches so much. But at the same time, it's like, when they have movies like this that have snitches, then I hate it. I can't hate the film because of that. I want to see how they was going to relate to certain acts of the film that even I can get pulled in when it comes to being involved in certain shit that I'm not really comfortable with. It's the same thing with Malcolm and Marie. You have people that reviewed that film and they gave it a bad review because they just didn't like the way how the film executed when it comes to their dialogue, because it's relatable. But you shouldn't hate the film because of that. If you can relate to the film because Malcolm acted like your boyfriend that you used to date, or Marie acted like a girlfriend you used to date, and y'all just hate the way how they was progressing through the film, that should make you like it because it brings up certain things that you can relate to. That's why I liked it, Malcolm and Marie, because Malcolm acted like me when I was immature, when I didn't have my mind in the right place. And this is the reason why I like the Judas and the Black Messiah, because it added a certain thing that I still to this day, I don't like snitches, but I want to see how this character will play out. And not only that, but he was a person that helped help the whole execution of Fred Hampton be successful. So I felt like his character was well played. It was well played, especially the ending of what happened to Bill O'Neill. We're done already. Anyway, that's all I have to say for today. Please stay tuned for more of my upcoming reviews. And oh my God, I got cotton mouth. Let's try this again. That's all I have to say for today. Please stay tuned for more of my upcoming reviews and videos coming your way. This is you going your critic teacher. I'm not doing it again. And you guys have a damn good day.